Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to perform CRUD operation for an image in Google Drive using Credential Manager for React Native Android using the new architecture. Now I have already made a video about this. The reason I am making it again is because in the previous video I was using doing that with a FileID. In this video I will be doing I will be doing the CRUD operation without FileID. Now in case if you haven't watched the video, the FileID we will get once we upload an image or whatever text file, whatever you are uploading it to Google Drive, you get a FileID. And if you want to then read, update or delete that particular file, you can use the FileID. But the problem with FileID is you will have to store it on your server for that particular user, or you can store it in your app. But if the user uninstalls the app, the FileID is lost. And the FileID differs for user to user. But in this case, what we will do is we will just create an image. We will just find that particular file, like for reading, updating, deleting, using the file name, and the file name can be same for all the users, so you can hardcode that inside your app as well, so don't have to worry about it. So anyways, let's get started. So first you will have to open Google Cloud Console. In that you will have to create a project. So I'll just select this, click new project, give your project whatever name you feel like. I'll just click on create. Let's just wait for the project to get created. Once the project is created, just select the project. Then here click on API and services, enable API and services. Then here you have to click on enable API and services. Just search for Google Drive, click enter, select the first one, click enable. Then go back, then click on credentials, create credentials, create this API key. We are not really using this API key, but I just created just for the sake of it, just to be on the safer side. So this is done. Then click create credentials again, click on OAuth client ID, click on configure consent screen, then click external, click create. Here you can give your app whatever name if you feel like. I'll just give it as my RN app. Select your support email ID. I'll just close this and just scroll down. Here you have to enter your email ID. This is just for contact purposes. I'll click on save and continue. Then again just scroll down, click on save and continue. Then we have to add some test users. This is because we haven't published our app to Google Play Store. In case if you later on publish your app to Google Play Store, you can remove these test users, but make sure you inform Google Cloud Console that your app is now on Google Play Store. So but for me, I won't be publishing it to Google Play Store, so I can just add a test user. Now with this email ID only, I will have to log in into my app. If you want, you can add multiple email ID as well. I'll just click on enter, then I'll click on add. Okay, so here you can see this has been added. If you want, you can add multiple users. Just click on save and continue. Then again scroll down, click on back to dashboard. Here you can see this is how you can publish your app. Once you have published it to Google Play Store, this helps Google Cloud Console know that you are publish your app to production, but I'm not doing that. Then again I'll go to OAuth consent screen, credentials again, click on create credentials, OAuth client ID, select Android. We have to enter our package name. So this is my React Native application. Go to the Android folder, app, inside that go to build.gradle, and here you can see this is my package name. So I'll just copy it and I'll paste it over here. Then I require the SHA-1 certificate. So for that there are two commands. Ignore all this code for now. I'll show you the code later on. So given that if you are creating a release APK, then I would highly recommend you use this particular command, because in this particular command all you have to do is change this to the release key store wherever it is saved inside your local device, change this to release alias, change this to release password, store password, and this to release key password. Okay, but now that given that I'm not created that, creating release APK, I will just run this particular command inside the terminal of Android Studio. That will give me the SHA-1 certificate. So I'll just run this. Okay, I'm inside node modules, I don't know why. I will go to Android folder and I'll run this. Now this will give me the SHA-1. Just wait for a second or two. So this is the SHA-1. Scroll up. Okay, and this is my SHA-1 debug key. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Then I'll click on verify ownership, click on create. Okay, then we don't require this client ID because for Android we require the web client ID, but we have to create the Android client. So again, I'll click on create credentials, auth client ID. I know this is little confusing. Click on web applications, just click create, and this is the client ID which we want. So I'll just copy this client ID inside my app.tsx for now. Okay, here is the output. Now sorry, I have just blurred the output for a moment. What I will do is I will just click on this login button and it will show me all the Gmail IDs which I have. That's why I have blurred this output, and I will select the brave evidence@gmail.com email ID because that's what I added it as a test user. So I will just select that and sign in. Okay, so I have signed in using that particular email ID which I want to show you. Here you can see my Google Drive is completely empty. I'll just refresh. Okay, now the next thing which we have to do is I'll click on this get permission button. So the permission is already granted for me because I tested this before recording this video. But if you click on the get permission button for the very first time, you will see something like this. Because we haven't published the app to Google Play Store, so here you will have to click on continue. Once you publish it to Google Play Store, you won't see this. After this also you will see one more screen again that is not shown in my case because I already granted the permission, where you will have to scroll down and click on the allow button. It is pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to explain you guys that. Then I will click on this create folder button and I'm just displaying a toast message. Okay, so the folder has been created. I will just refresh and hopefully, so here you can see this is the folder. Currently it is empty. Again, I'll go back over here. I'll click upload file in folder and I'll just select one of these images. So I'm just mirroring my device, that's why the output is a little bit laggy. Yeah, sorry about that. So hopefully, so this is also uploaded. Again, I'll just go to Google Drive and here you can see the image which I selected was uploaded. Now I'll come out of the Google Drive folder. So the way it shows is really awkward. So even though this image is present inside this my folder, it is still showing it over here. So don't get confused. Now I'll just click on upload file. This will upload the image outside the folder which we have created. So I'll just select the second image which I have and hopefully this should get uploaded. Okay, so it is uploaded, and if I just refresh my Google Drive, here you can see the image was uploaded as well. Now I will just click on read folder. So for read folder, I'm just logging all the data inside console. So I'm not really doing anything, but if you want, you can send that data back to React Native side as well. So I'll just click on this read folder, and here you can see it is telling we have this image. This is the ID of it. Okay, next I will click on read file in folder. So it will read the image which is present inside our folder and show it inside this image view, as you can see over here. Then I will just click on read file. So this it will try to read the file which we uploaded outside our folder. So here it is. Okay, again I'll just move this. Then I want to first I will update the file. So so the last button which I have, so I will click on update file, and I'll now select the third image which I have. So this particular image should get updated. So now again I'll click on read file, and here you can see it is showing the new image. Also, if I go over here you can see it is showing the new image. Now I will update the file in folder. So I will just update it with this fourth image which I have. So here you can see it has been updated. Again, I can just go to my folder and I'll go over here, and here you can see the image has been updated. Now update folder. So if I click on update folder, the folder name gets changes. So if I go back to home, if I just refresh, here you can see now it has changed to my new folder. Now if I try to delete the folder, it won't be able to delete because the folder name was changed. I'm trying to look for this my folder. So what I'll do is I'll just create this folder again. Okay, so the folder is created. I will just upload some file inside it. Okay, so and I'll upload one more file outside the folder. Okay, and now I will just delete this new folder which we had. So I will just do move to bin. Okay, and if I just do refresh, leave page. Okay, so here you can see we have this new folder been created. Now what I'll do is I will just click on delete file. So there are two files created outside our folder. I think I should have deleted one, but let's see. I'll just click on delete file. It should at least delete some file, that's for sure. So if so the file is deleted, and here you can see okay, it got refreshed. Then I will just delete the file in folder. So I have just clicked on it. Let's just wait. Okay, so I got my toast message. If I go to the folder here, okay, I'll just refresh it. Here you can see now the folder is empty, and now I want to delete this particular empty folder as well. So again I'll just click on delete folder, and hopefully so this is deleted. If I try to refresh, here you can see now we only have image. So yeah, that's it for the output. Look at the code. So for that, firstly you will have to open this particular documentation of native modules, because I will be using this as a reference and copying a lot of code from this as well. So keep this documentation handy. So I'm using React Native 76 like I have told you, and we are only following the steps for Android. So what it says is first create a specs folder. So if you see my project, I have created a specs folder. Inside that it tells us create a file called native local storage. I have renamed it to native drive storage. Okay, then if you see the file, I have just copied these two imports as well as this particular thing as well, and this entire thing as well. Only the method names has changed, and this particular file name has changed. So if you see, I have just copied everything. This is same. This particular name has been changed, and here you can see one is for login, logout, get permission, upload folder, upload file in folder, upload file, read folder, read file in folder, update folder, update file in folder, update file, delete folder, delete image in folder, and delete image. And some of them takes image, some of them also takes URI along with image, and most of them returns void as a promise, but some of them like reading also returns promise as a string, because we need to actually send the image back to React Native side. So that's what we are doing over here. We will be sending the image back in base64 format. If you know a better way, do let me know in the comments. So that's why I have created all these methods. Once that is done, we have to copy paste this particular code, but we have to name this rename this package name as well as this thing as well. Okay, so just copy this code, and like I shown you, I go to package.json, and here you can see I have copy pasted it. I have just changed this particular name as well as this name. So this will be the package name everywhere. I create my own Kotlin file, which I will show you later on. Then for Android, you will have to again go to open your terminal. Then you will just have to cd to this Android folder like they have shown you over here, and then you will have to run this particular command. I have already ran this command, so I'm not running it again. Alright, once that is done, now how to use it, let's look at the implementation later on. How I'm using it, I will show you. Inside my package.json, I have also installed this React Native image picker dependency. So make sure you add this dependency as well, because just to pick images. Then if you see my app.tsx, all I have done is that I have just imported launch image library from React Native image picker, and here is our native drive storage as well, which I have just imported from specs. Then I have just created two states, one for storing the base64 image and one for storing the email. So once you log in, we will get the email, right? So that's why we are sending that email back from native Android side to React Native side, and we are just updating this variable. Then this base64 image, once we get the image after reading the file, we just update this as well. Now if you see, I have just taken flex direction of row, because there are a lot of buttons as well as an image view which I need to fit in one screen. That's why I have taken the UI like this, but you can change the UI however you feel. So first one is for login. That's what we are calling over here, and we will get the email and we update it over here. Second is for logout. I have not really shown you the logout functionality, but it's pretty simple. Then the third one is for getting the permission from Google Drive. Then this is for updating the folder name. Now the folder name is static, which I have defined it on native Android side. If you want, you can define it over here as well and send that folder name to native Android side, just like I'm sending email. Then next one is uploading file in folder. So here we are just launching that image picker library, and once we have the image URI, as you can see, we just pass that image URI along with the email to upload file in folder. Similarly for upload file as well, so not much difference. The next one is for reading the folder, we just pass the email. Reading file in folder, again we pass the email, because our image name is constant, right? Again, that I have defined it on native Android side. If you want, you can define it over here, and once we get the image, we just update our base64. Similarly for just reading file outside the folder, we will get the image and update the base64. Then for deleting the folder, again the same thing. We just call delete folder, passing the email, then delete image in folder and delete image as well. And here the next one is update folder. Then again for updating the image inside folder, we again launch image picker, pass the image URI as well as pass the email over here. Next is again the same thing, updating file outside the folder. So we are just launching image picker, pass the URI of the selected image as well as the email, and if base64 is not equal to empty, then only we display our image view. So yeah, that's it. Next you will have to go to the main Android folder, go to app, build.gradle, scroll down, and inside this Android block which you see, you have to add this packaging option. This is because we are installing the Google Drive dependency and it conflicts with some other dependency. That's why we have to exclude this particular files. So make sure you add this packaging thing, which I have added. And also you need to add these three dependencies. These are for sign in with Google using Credential Manager, and the next three are for the Google Drive stuff, and this is for using Kotlin coroutines. That's why I've added it over here. Also at the time of me recording this video, I'm using the latest version of this library. If you want to check whatever is the latest version, if you're watching it in future, make sure you use it, visit this URL for this particular library and this URL for this particular library. Next, go to src main Java, and here we have to create a folder named native drive storage, because that was the package name I had created. If you remember, native drive storage over here, that's why I will create native drive storage over here. So if I show you, they also say the same thing, create this particular thing, and then we will be creating this particular folder as well. Okay, so like I was telling you, that's why I've created this native drive storage folder, right? Next it says that create this module.kt file. So I have created this native drive storage module.kt. I'll show you the code later on. Just create this Kotlin file for now. Next, if you scroll down here, it says create this package file as well. So we'll have to name it as native drive storage package.kt. Now if you see, apart from the package name, I have copied everything from the documentation which has been given over here. Only thing which I have changed, instead of local storage, everywhere I am using drive storage, because that was the name I have used. So I have changed it over here, over here, over here, over here, as well as over here. So you will have to change it everywhere. That's it. And the other important thing is, we have to go to main application.kt. We have to import our package like this and use the add method like this. Now make sure you use your own package name. So my package name is com.native drive storage. So I will just go to my rn app main application.kt. I have imported it like this and added it like this. Now coming back to the actual implementation. So firstly, there are a lot of imports. It's better you just copy paste all the imports which I have written, because it's very well possible that same variable has multiple imports. So I'll simply scroll through this, pause the video wherever you feel like, and just copy all the imports which I have. Okay, and here I have just given the steps for getting the API key, which we have already done. This is the documentation. In case if you are curious, you can go through that. Then we just create this native drive storage module, which extends from native drive storage spec, which was automatically generated by code generation. And this is our activity event listener as well. This is our Google ID option. Promise will help us to send data back to React Native side. This is our life cycle. Here is our activity. This is our credential manager, and local email is empty. It will get set whenever we send email back to from React Native side to native Android side. Here I have added this listener as well. Here we are returning the name, and here I'll come back to this method later on. Here we are overriding this because we are listening activity event listener as well as particular this. So these two methods are override because of that. Sorry, I'll just okay. Then this is our login method. Now I have already made a separate video about login in React Native using Credential Manager, so I won't explain you much. Only thing which you have to be careful is whatever server client ID which you got from your Google Cloud Console, make sure you use it over here. Don't copy mine, it will not work for you. So it's better you copy paste your old server client ID over here. Rest everything, this is just part of sign in with Google. I have already explained this in a separate video. So once we get a result, we just call this handle sign in method. And if you see over here, we will come in this particular use case. So from that we get the Google ID token credential, and from that we just get the person ID. Person ID is actually the email, and if you see, I'm just sending that back to React Native side. You can also get the display name, person, photo. There are a lot of other things, but those are not useful in my use case. And this is for handling catch exceptions. Okay, next one is for logout. So this is how you do logout. Next, for getting permission to Google Drive. So if you're asking for permission for the very first time, here we are requesting the scope, and if you see over here, we are starting an intent over here. So the callback will come over here. So if I scroll up over here, so that's what I'm doing over here. And once the user grants it, I'm just displaying a toast message over here. Now suppose if you already have that permission to Google Drive, then this won't get called, and you will directly see this. In case of error, I'm just displaying toast message, but you can handle it however you feel like. Then this is for upload folder name. So I just take an email as well as a promise. So I just assign it to this. Create folder I will show you later on. Same for upload file in folder as well. We just call this particular method. Then upload file as well, same we call this particular method. For reading folder, this particular method. Reading file in folder, this particular method. Read file, read just file. Okay, upload folder name only. This all methods I have created below, so that's what I will be showing you. Same for upload file in folder, update file, delete folder, delete file in folder, then delete file, and here I have just created all these companion objects as well. Then for creating folder, now all the methods which I will show you, all of them will have this particular boilerplate code. So we just have to write this. All we require for this is the email of the user, so that's what we are taking over here. Once we have that, we just create the Google Drive file and upload it, and once that is successful, I'm just displaying a toast message. Then this is a helpful method which converts URI to file. So once we have the image URI, we need to convert it to file. That's why I have written this helpful method which we will be using later on. So yeah, that's what is done over here. Then the second method is to get the file extension from the URI. That's what is done over here. Then third one is to copy the stream. That's what we are doing over here. Then next one is uploading the file in folder. So we get the image URI. Okay, again the same boilerplate code which I told you. Here we convert the URI to file, and this is also the boilerplate which I told you. Then we just get the folder name. Once we get the folder, if it is not null, we get the folder ID out of it, and we then just convert it to Google Drive file. And once that is done, we just upload it, and once that is successful, we just display a toast message. This is for handling errors. Then this is for uploading just the file. Again, this is boilerplate code. Here we convert our URI to file. Again, this is also boilerplate, and then we just convert it to a proper drive file, and we just upload it and then display a toast message. Here is for reading the folder. Again, this is boilerplate code. We pass the query name, the result as well, and here is our folder. And if the folder is not equal to null, then we just get the folder ID, and here we get the folder contents as well. Then we get the files, and if it is not equal to null or empty, then we whatever is present, I'm just logging it to the console, but you can send it to React Native side as well. Then this is for reading the file in folder. Again, this is boilerplate code. This is our query, this is our result, and once the folder is not equal to null, we get the folder ID out of it, and then we just get the respective files, and that if that is also not equal to null, and if it is matches our image name, we convert it to a byte array, and then convert it to base 64 and send it back to React Native side. Similarly, for reading file outside the folder, again the same boilerplate code. Then create our result, get the files, then get the file ID, get that particular file, and then convert it to base 64, send it to React Native side. This is for deleting the folder, same boilerplate code. Get the result. Okay, if files is not equal to null, get the folder ID, then just delete that particular folder ID and display a toast message. Similarly, for deleting file in folder, boilerplate code, then just get the folders. If folders is not equal to null, then set the image name and folder ID to it, and if it has that particular file, then just delete that particular file using this and display a toast message. Then for delete file as well, same thing, boilerplate code. This is our result, and if we have those files, then we just get the file ID of the first file which we find and delete it. Then this is for updating the folder name, again the same code which I had previously. This is our result, this is the folder list, and this is the folder metadata, and then we just update that particular folder by its ID and display a toast message. Similarly, for updating file in folder, again the same boilerplate code which we had previously. Then this is the result, then this is our folder, and if folder is not equal to null, we get the file result, and this is our result file. If it is not equal to null, we get the URI, then this is the file content, and here we just update that particular file. Then update file only, we get the image URI, again the same boilerplate code which we had previously. This is our file list, and for all the files, if file is not equal to null, we get the file ID, then we convert the URI to file, then we get the file content as well, and then we just get the updated file and display the toast message. So yeah, that's it. Now I will simply scroll through this. In case if you have missed it, feel free to pause the video and copy the code. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.